Every human being has a pattern. The way we think, react, and behave isn't random. It's shaped by our past experiences, emotional needs, and inner psychology. Who a person is today is the result of everything they've lived through. And when you start paying attention to someone's behavior, you can begin to predict what they're likely to do next. Let me explain. Imagine a friend who gets angry over small things. Whenever someone points out a mistake, they instantly get defensive and start arguing. That reaction didn't appear out of nowhere. It probably comes from a past where they were constantly criticized or made to feel like they were never good enough. So now, when anyone questions them, their mind reacts with anger to protect them. Once you see that pattern, you already know how they'll react the next time it happens. The same thing applies to someone who's always helping others, even at their own expense. They may have learned earlier in life that love and approval came only when they put everyone else first. So now they keep repeating that behavior. When you recognize that pattern, their actions suddenly make sense. Words versus actions. One of the fastest ways to understand someone is to notice the gap between what they say and what they do. A coworker might say they don't care what people think, but when someone criticizes them, they stay upset for days. Their words say one thing, their behavior says something else. That tells you what really matters to them. When you learn to spot this, you stop being surprised by people's reactions. Context matters. Some people are playful and open with friends but serious and quiet at work. That means they know how to adapt. But if someone acts the same everywhere, it shows their behavior comes from their true personality, not just the environment. Some people wear a fake personality to impress others, but pressure reveals the truth. Someone might act confident, but when asked a tough question, they suddenly become uncomfortable or change the subject. That's not confidence. That's performance. Hidden needs. Every behavior is driven by a need. Some people need to always be right. Some need attention. Some need control. When you identify someone's strongest need, you can predict how they'll behave. Someone who always talks first in a group probably craves attention. If someone else takes the spotlight, they'll feel uncomfortable and try to pull it back. How decisions reveal. People. Big decisions aren't just about the moment. They're shaped by past experiences, fears, and desires. Someone who keeps rejecting new opportunities may be afraid of failing because they once took a risk and got hurt. So now they avoid risk altogether. Another person jumps at every opportunity because they learned that action leads to success. Patterns don't lie. Reading body language, words can lie. The body rarely does. Someone might say they're fine, but their eyes, voice, and posture tell a different story. When someone is happy, their face opens up. When they're sad, their eyes grow heavy. When they're angry or anxious, their muscles tighten. These signals happen automatically. If a coworker claims nothing is wrong but stiffens whenever a certain person walks in, you already know the truth. If someone leans forward, keeps eye contact, and stays focused, they're interested. If they look away, check their phone, or shift constantly, they want to leave. Even lying leaves clues. People avoid eye contact, touch their face, or change their tone when they aren't being honest. But no single signal means everything. You have to look at patterns, not just one gesture. What really drives people? All human behavior comes down to two forces: the desire to feel good and the desire to avoid pain. Some people are driven by the reward of success. Others are driven by fear of failure. One coworker takes on extra work because they want growth. Another avoids responsibility because they fear making mistakes. Same situation, different motivation. Fear shapes choices. Someone who worries about being rejected will act carefully in relationships. Someone who fears poverty will be obsessed with saving money. Someone who fears looking weak will always try to appear strong. Once you see what someone is afraid of, you can understand why they do what they do, why people protect their ego. We all have an ego. Its job is to protect how we see ourselves. When something threatens that image, the mind uses defense mechanisms. Some people blame others instead of admitting mistakes. That's projection. Some deny reality because it hurts too much. That's denial. Some make excuses to avoid feeling like they failed. That's rationalization. Some bury painful memories so deep they don't even remember them. That's repression. Some release stress by acting childish. That's regression. Some take their anger out on safer people. That's displacement. And some turn their emotions into art, work, or growth. That's sublimation. These are all ways the mind tries to protect itself. The deeper truth. Every action has a reason. People work to succeed. They save to feel safe. They help to feel valued. They lie to avoid trouble. When you understand what someone wants and what they fear, their future behavior becomes predictable. And when you see people this way, your relationships become easier, calmer, and stronger. Because you're no longer guessing. You're reading the pattern.